So in our Penny Lab today, we collected raw data about the masses of different quantities of penny and also recorded raw data for their respective volumes using water displacement. So I'm going to do an example for the 5 pennies recorded in pre-1982. So when I performed the lab, I received a mass of 15.42 grams, and I recorded that off my balance. My initial volume, which was from when I had just water in my graduated cylinder, was 37.5 milliliters. And then my final volume, after I'd put my pennies in, was 39.0 milliliters. After you had your raw data table signed off by one of the teachers in the room, you are required to do calculations for volume. So remembering back to our introduction to mass and volume reference sheet, in order to find the volume using water displacement, we have to use subtraction. So in this case, the volume of the pennies is equal to my final volume minus my initial volume. So for my trial, my final volume was 39.0 milliliters, and then I need to subtract my initial volume, which was 37.5 milliliters. So after pushing this into my calculator, I'm going to get an answer of 1.5 milliliters. And that's very light, so I'm going to change the color of that really quick. So 1.5 milliliters. You should note, though, that you will never have a negative volume. So once you had all of your process volumes, you then need to calculate the density. So remembering back to our density notes and our density practice, the volume for density is mass divided by volume. Well, my mass is my raw data that I recorded first. So it's 15.42 grams. Then I'm going to divide it by not my initial or final volume. I'm going to be dividing it by my process volume, which is from the bottom of page 1. So I'm going to divide by 1.5 milliliters. So after I have my equation set up, I'm going to have to find my calculator, and then I'm going to have to divide 15.42 divided by 1.5. So 15.42 divided by 1.5 is equal to 10.28. So this is my numerical answer. But because I'm solving for density, I know I have a derived unit, and I look at what I'm given, and it's grams per milliliter. So this is just my first trial. So trial 1 is with my 5 pennies. Trial 2, I get to repeat the same process for 15 pennies. In trial 3, I get to repeat the process one more time for 25 pennies. At the bottom of the second page, you're going to be asked to calculate the average density, where you're going to add trials 1, 2, and 3 together, and then you're going to divide that whole big number by 3. If you have any questions, either text me through Remind or email me with any further questions.